this is Vexx, and welcome back to Tyranny. You may recall in our last video, we arrived at Lethian's Corssing, and were attacked by the disfavored elite that we actually left here to guard the place. Kind of makes sense considering, well, we kind of did betray them, didn't we? We also went into the spire here, and, well, found we can't activate it quite yet. We don't have the full knowledge of the rune on the ground quite yet. While we were here, we did see, where is it? It's not there. Oh, there's an ironbound merchant over here, which we might want to go take a look at. Ah, that's what I was looking for. This Seirans Sanctuary. I wonder if that's the same Seiran that we've dealt with before. Well, let's head over there and take a look. Wait.
On the lookout.
Whoop, wrong button. We're going right by this bound forge. Might as well go take a look at the guy over here. Well, let's talk to him. His name is Biontis. Welcome, friend. The merchant cries out to you, his belt jiggling with rings. He waves his arms about in a dramatic presentation of his wares. What brings you to my humble trading post? Have you certain something in mind, or just browsing? Let's actually see what he has. Most certainly, have a look. Oh yeah, we spent a whole bunch of money getting, what was it, this hammer? Yeah, so we don't have much money anymore. But, well, it doesn't hurt to look. Forge-bound apprentice armor. Ooh, what is this? Oh, it's heavy armor. Yeah, this guy sells mostly heavy armor. Well, we're not going to want that. Sigil of volcanic weapon. What is this? It contains it's an accent, of course, which grants a material force spell to grant burning strikes that damage targets in a line. Oh, cool. And we actually have the money for it. Does any of our people have things on their inventory? No. What about, oh, looks like we do have some things we can sell. Perfect. Might as well get rid of our stuff to buy that, right? Okay. And that's gonna, oh, yeah, that's gonna, we're still gonna get money even after buying that accent. And we already have this sigil of fire, the core. It's basically lets us use fire spells. So if I didn't take the Scarlet Chorus in that one choice at the beginning of the game, we would be able to buy the ability to make fire spells here. But I did, so we don't need to. Alright, before I go about, let's just learn this spell. Alright, we learned a new spell, Sigil of Volcanic Weapon. Now, let's actually go into the shop here. So if you remember that Barrick was looking to get information on how he can get out of his armor. These guys might be able to help. Maybe. Let's see, you got a forge-bound apprentice over here. More apprentices. Oh, but this guy is Lahora, Master of Tempering. I wonder if he'll be able to help us. Let's go find out. A muscular woman, or this woman, stands upright from her forge and turns to look at you and the light of the fire playing across her face, making your eyes dance dangerously. A toothy smile breaks across her mouth, and only the bright spot on her face, soot-stained face. Do you kill with your left hand or your right? She rubs blackened palms together, eyeing you expectantly. Normally I can tell at a glance, but you're a little hard to read. Okay, so basically she's asking for right or left-handed. Well, I personally am right-handed, so I'm going to go with right. Noted. She clears her throat and wipes her blackened hands on the canvas of her smock. I am Lahora, Master of Tempering and Forgemaster of Lethian's Corssing. My tasks exceed the hours left in the day, but there's no harm in pausing my work if it means speaking to the Fatebinder. How may I be of assistance? We can go get right to it and ask about Barrick. Let's do it. What about him? I'd like to free my friend from his armor prison. Did the agitator not issue an injunction against precisely that action? Indeed, he sent the decision by bird to each of the guild workshops. Oh, Tunon's already got our minds ahead of us. Now we can say, if you merely look him over, that's not exactly against the adjudicator's degree, is it? Or that was his decision. Now I'm deciding otherwise. Oh, that's treachery. We can say, as Fatebinder, I speak with the Archon's voice. Well, we don't have the diplomat. We can go with our war mage. Much can be forgiven if done in service to the Overlord's eternal glory. Ooh, that might be a good choice. And we don't have the guild apprentice. I'm going to try this war mage choice. You refer to the magician's folly. That law protects mages from persecution against harm inflicted in active combat. No, not flagrant disregard of an Archon's decree. Perhaps you could twist it to protect us, but that would be no small feat when arguing for the adjudicator himself. Allow me to state this in no uncertain terms, Fatebinder. The Forgebound sworn our allegiance to Tunon the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice. We do not easily forget that oath, nor do we rush to circumvent it. Our fastidious is not limited to our craft. Oh, loyalty to an oath looks like this, Fatebinder, in case you had forgotten. We can use our subterfuge to go, I don't suppose that you know any skilled smiths who lack your ironclad sense of loyalty, or how many rings to commission this forge. Ooh, or we can sell, just thank you. I'm going to try our subterfuge here. Behind the obstinacy of his helm, you can hear Barrick grinding his teeth. You asked me to be an accomplice in your craft? Oh, we got a new place. There may be an individual who can help you. Rumor has it that there's a mage smith of some manner in the Stone Sea. By all rights, she should have been killed, so I assume that she's worked out a deal with that glowing green bastard Narat. I cannot provide you with a name, but you might ask around Halfgate if you have the misfortune of being in that area. I appreciate it, Lahara. Goodbye, Fatebinder. As far as I'm concerned, this conversation never occurred. Oh, that's gonna help. You have returned. Lahara turns to you, her body covered from head to toe in charred hues, chest rising and falling under the strain of labored breathing. There's always more demand for iron than there is time in the day. She removes a set of heavy canvas gloves and balls her fists, the joints of her fingers cracking in unison. How may I be of assistance? Now we can ask her, why did you need to know if I kill with my right or left hand? Well, I'd say that's rather obvious. You can ask her about Lethian's Corssing, the Forgebound, the Disfavored, or can you make something for me? Ooh, I'm going to go with that one. Can? She lifted an eyebrow. Most certainly. Will? Well, Kairos invented quotas for a reason. She lets out a sigh. I have every walker and every Scarlet Chorus ringleader sending the bribes and flattery in hopes that I'll work off schedule and make them some special this of one or kind that. Her mouth moves forward as if to speak, but she falls silent, folding her arms. Okay, we could use our subterfuge. I did not realize that the request is so thoughtless. My apologies. I don't know why that's a subterfuge option, actually. We gain favor for that. I get unreasonable demands every day, but it's not with the volume, it's the purpose. She lowers her voice to a near whisper and steps closer to you. I do resent that Kranos' demand reduce our work to mere quotas. I should be allowed to customize my work for every soldier. Only apprentices have anything to learn from making the same sized helmet again and again. Forget I asked. Oh, we can ask her if she's well. I'm kind of curious about this one, just seeing it now. It's static. Her voice is matter of fact, and the smile creeps in. The ritual of the forge links heart to hammer. My blood beats only when I strike my ingot. My forge runs too hot if my breath becomes too harried. The bond is both fatiguing and exhilarating. Couldn't it kill you? I should hope so, she laughs, her face blistering with the color of molten metal. Better that, better than being defiled and killed by brigands, poisoned by grain raw, or slain by childbirth. Would not a soldier wish to die in battle? Well, true. Is that how you excel at your craft, though? Well, that in practice, she scowls. But yes, the rituals link the senses to the materials, and the body to the tools. My hand becomes a joint, the hammer the true end of my arm. I feel the heat of the forge as if it were weather this of the room. Under such circumstances, true focus can emerge. Fascinating. I need to go. Alright, now we got some really interesting information there. Oh, there's some stuff we can take. Perfect. I'll steal it all. And it looks like that's what... Oh, we can actually unlock this guy.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
Forge-bound hammer, a one-handed weapon. Ooh, Barrack might want
Good
that.
thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
Repeat yourself much, verse? Alright, let's check out if that hammer is better than the one that Barrack has. It probably is. It raises his recovery and lowers his accuracy, but it is more damage and grants armor penetration. So yes, I will give him this hammer. Ooh, it looks like it's on fire. Cool. Actually, it kind of is. Oh no. Wait, no. I'm reading things wrong. Yep, I'm reading things wrong. But I am going to keep him with this sword, or axe as it were. Simply because, well, I like swords. Okay, now we're going to go see what that Seirans Sanctuary is now. Hopefully. Assuming I don't get distracted again, which might happen. You never know if there's going to be something shiny to see. Although, wait, let's see. What's this? It doesn't say on the map. It doesn't let me click on it. It doesn't let me click. Okay then. Oh, wait. We found something here. Perfect. Why don't we grab it? It's trash loot, but it's something. I guess we're gonna go to see Seirans Sanctuary after all. Oh, this Moonrise District is probably another merchant. Settler. Yeah, Merchant Helena. Might as well see what she has got. Bon day, my friend. Might I interest you in my ways? I have all manner of goods. I know what you need. Have we already talked to her? She puts her hands on her ring belt. Let's see if I can find something you like. Oh, wow. She has a lot of expensive stuff. And they are really expensive. Well, we don't have the money for anything here, it would seem. Ooh, but this lesser... Oh, we already got this. We don't need it. Alright, I guess we are going to go to Seirans Sanctuary. Again, oh, what's this Eldon's house? We're right here. As I said, I get distracted by shiny. It's on our way. We might as well go in here. See what's up. Maybe we'll get a quest. Or trash loot. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There is trash loot in here. Well met, Fatebinder. Welcome to Lethian's Corssing. Let's talk to Eldon. The sunburnt man drips his head low in greeting. An outsider never arrives alone. At least, that's what my mother always said. Seems she knew what she was talking about. He nods thoughtfully at his own words. I'm Eldon. Welcome to Lethian's Corssing. Well, if it isn't Tunon's Fatebinder, welcome back to the Corssing. Haven't seen you around since you put the Disfavored in charge of everything. Eldon looks you over. Must say, my memory seems to be failing. Something I never thought I'd say, he winks. The way people talk about you, about how you came through and drove the Brotherhood out of town. You should be 10 feet tall and shoot lightning out from your eyes. I seem to remember that being a little more human. Can't always tell the content of a pie from its crust, though, can you? For instance, who would give the town to this favor and then walk in and kill them all? Not that I will miss their rules and schedules, but one has to wonder why you would switch sides so readily. But enough of my prattling. You didn't come here for a history lesson or to get my opinion of your grandeur. He waves his hand dismissively at his previous comment. The educator sent you for the Archon of Song, I presume. What can this old fool do for you? Wait, what was that about the Archon of Song? Seiran, the songbird, feels like that. Like it's half the town she's got mooning over her in that hovel near the river. It's on the first tier if you want to find her. His brow knits. I can't read. Feel free to take her with you when you go. He cants his head slightly, brandishing his sour expression. But seeing as you're not here for her, what can I do for you? We can ask him some questions about the Corssing. Why don't we do that? If you have questions about our settlement, I'm the one to ask. I've the dubious distinction of being the oldest living resident of Lethian's Crossing, so I've been here for a lot of its history. Eldon smiles. Eyes, hairs, hips, and hearing might be failing, but my mind still remembers everything that happened here. What would you like to know? I'll do my best not to go on too long about it. I know I have a problem about keeping my conversations short. Okay, we can ask him about the history. Oh, we can ask him about the spire. I'm actually going to go straight for the spire question. There's no getting used to it. You'd think after years of living under its shadow that your nerves would calm, but that never happened for me. You can only be so relaxed when your neighbors are the bane. The moment you let your guard down around one of those old walls, my friend, you're done. Now, Lethian wasn't completely mad to settle here. She ventured inside and found sealed passageways that made it impossible to wander too far beyond the entrance. She figured that meant the Bane couldn't easily reach us. When whatever created this monstrosity wanted us to stay out, and that's what we've done. It hasn't been a perfect arrangement. There's been incidents. He grimaces at the reflection. But for the most part, the Bane don't venture out so long as you don't venture in. We have to stay vigilant every day. What do you know about the old walls? Must you enter? Surely there's another. He stops himself, attempting a less confrontational tone. Nobody will stop you, Fatebinder. If that's what you mean. If you have business inside, I can only assume that is an important matter. The old walls are unpredictable, plain and simple. The Bane may leave you be today, but I'm not sure the sort to gamble when it comes to these abominations. Well, I don't think we really need to talk with Eldon much, right now anyway. What can this old fool do for you? Nothing, I'm leaving. Well, he did mention that this sanctuary is definitely Seiran's, and she has half the town enthralled. Well, it might be a good idea to bring her along, or at least talk to her. Now, she was, at least last we saw her, in the camp of the Scarlet Chorus. Wonder if she fled the voices in her rots. She might have, but it's a good time to at least go and speak with her, because, well, you never know what's going to happen. Well, we got a settler, a whole bunch of settlers it seems. Oh, goodies. Who's this guy over here? Oh, just regular settler. Everyone's just a settler. But they all seem to be kowtowed before her. And this is Seiran, so let's go speak with the songbird. Seiran stands here, surrounded by a group of villagers. She speaks to them in soft, dulcet tones, that's the word, holding them hypnotized with her hand motions. Her headdress flashes as she speaks, and you are unable to tell if it's a trick of the light or the gleam in it, or the gem in it is actually glowing. She's swept up in her oration and seems completely unaware you have arrived. There's a lull in her conversations, and she opens her eyes.
Well, look who's here. And what brings you to Lethian's Crossing? Can't imagine it's the scenery or the quaint locals. Have you come to spoil my fun?
She frowns a little, momentarily lost in thought.
Tunon probably insisted you find me, didn't he? Because we can't let Seiran have any fun, can we? Let's control her. Let's tell her what she can and can't do. Let's use her to destroy nations.
As she speaks, the cowl around her appears agitated. The crowd around her appears agitated, and the air in the room grows heavy and warm. Suddenly, she smiles.
But enough of that talk. What do you think of my followers?
She makes a motion with the group gathered at her feet. As she speaks, you feel a peaceful serenity washing over you. The crowd calms and breathing becomes easier. Okay, if you remember, Seiran can enthrall people with her voice. She's tried to do it to us, but it didn't seem to work in the past. Now, we've had some dealings with Seiran in the past, in the conquest phase. So, she's asked us about what we think of her followers. We can say, very nice, as long as you don't let them get out of hand. We can say, Seiran, didn't we have this problem already? We can go, you shouldn't be doing this, Seiran. These people don't truly love you. You're manipulating them. Well, that'll definitely anger Seiran, wouldn't it? We can just leave. We have loyalty of 2 with Seiran. I'm gonna go with the second option, say, didn't we already have this problem?
Oh, Fatebinder. It's not like I was forming an army. And I refuse to take blame for how others respond to me.
She rolls her eyes, and the feeling in the room changes. You feel a mild discomfort settle over everything. This is from their conquest decision. When Seiran, the Archon of Song, used her powers to enthrall people into the Scarlet Chorus, her abilities worked too well, and a disfavored soldier attempted to enlist. Conflict broke out between the armies, and you allowed her enthralled followers to be sent to the front lines. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was our choice in the conquest.
Are you going to disband this group too?
She asks, her tone turning cold. Feels like the room is getting smaller. Oh, she's gem, isn't she? We can say, you can keep your followers for all I care. Just don't let them get out of hand. Or, Seiran, you need to control yourself. Or, Seiran, I'll warn you only once. Stop this now. Again, I'm going to go with the second option. Go, you need to control yourself.
Ugh, not this again. All anyone wants is for me to control myself. Why doesn't anyone want me to let loose? I know. You don't have to answer.
She holds up a hand and rolls her eyes again. She seems like a typical valley girl, or spoiled valley girl at that.
That was a joke. I have a little more self-control than that. But maybe you're right. Perhaps if you were to allow me to accompany you. You did activate one of the spires, so your power is something I could learn from. You'd be able to teach me how to control myself.
Okay, we can actually add Seiran to the party, which may have been spoiled a little bit from the from one of our screens that showed Seiran as one of our companions. Now we can say, okay, Seiran, you may join me. You need someone watching over you, or we can just say, I'll think about it and leave. But I kind of want Seiran to join us.
Well then, let's go. If you're gonna teach me the wonders of the world, it's not gonna happen here.
Oh, she seems extremely eager to join us, doesn't she? Now we can actually kick out one of our party members to bring Seiran along. Oh, she's actually 2 levels higher than us. And this is actually all of the party members in the game. I'm going to take
Goodbye to you too.
And I am going to bring in Seiran. Now, Seiran, oh, we actually get to completely level her up, all 7 levels. Seiran is actually quite interesting in the fact that most of her abilities, I'm actually going to go to her talents right away, is in her songs, which she'll gain as she levels up. She starts off with these ones over here. As you see here, this Red Runs Our Blood is unlocked at level 8. Now, we don't have to use any of our talent points to unlock her songs. We do use our talent points in either her War or Peace, which gives buffs based off of what she is. Now, what's neat is her songs are not lowered by the recovery speed. They're generally just, at least the ones over here, are just automatically cast as the battle goes. She does, where's one that I can see? Like, okay, here, this, actually we can go with this R of Force. When she gets a few abilities, she can use this Aria of Force and use an ability, which again does not determine the refresh speed of them. All of her songs, so basically all of her skills here, are not dependent on the recovery speed like normal spells, which of course she can use as well. So you can deck her out in heavy armor if you want and make her a semi-tank. But as you can tell from her stats, she's not exactly strong in that way right now. I mean, looks like her one-handed weapon, 1- and 2-handed weapons are pretty low. Her best skill is actually Magic Staff, which is what I'm probably going to have her equipped with. I'm not going to go over leveling her up because I haven't decided how I am going to do that with her yet. You can go with these Peace skills, which are not bad. I'll have to go over because I totally forget much about Seiran. But as I said, we will go over that later. I think what I'll do is I'll load us back up in the next video at the top of our spire, where we will speak with Seiran and then Kills and Shadows over the next 2 videos, so we get a bit of a background on each of them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great day.